And welcome to Inside IU East Sports. My name's Kyle Wright from the IU East Athletic Department, keeping you company this evening, and we're so grateful that you joined us. This is becoming an annual tradition here on Inside IU East Sports. We talked to Ashley Toschlog, our cross-country runner, about going to nationals. So here to talk about her latest nationals trip is Ashley herself, as well as Coach Adam Mingle. So Ashley, Adam, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Ashley, again, you're going back to nationals for the second year in a row, and you ran yet another school record at the conference meet, finished 7th, which was good for first team all-conference honors. So a great race for you. If you could just talk me through your race at the conference meet down in Owensboro last weekend.
Okay. Well, going into that race, I knew my big goal, which was my season goal for the whole season that I didn't tell anybody, and I wanted to be first team all conference. And looking at the stats the night before, I noticed that I would have to run a PR if I wanted to be first team all conference. But there was nobody in front of me for like 20 seconds maybe, and so I was like, okay, well, you have to decide at the beginning of the race if you're going to go with the people at the top or if you're going to stay behind. And I just kept calm, and I stayed up with the people that were a little bit faster than me. So.
And basically stayed with them all the way to the finish, it looked like. Coach Mingle, you have a slightly different perspective. When you're running, but coaching, it's a different view. Just what was your view of Ashley's race as it unfolded?
Ashley ran an amazing race at the conference meet. She really rose to a new level this year. I could tell when I first started working with Ashley last track season, she had so much potential in her and such a great attitude, and I could tell that she put her trust in me to get her to where she needs to be at the time she needs to be there. And to kind of echo off what she said, then the day before, I told her the gun's going to go off and you're going to have to make a decision. Are you going to run a conservative race and try to earn your best spot? You'll probably still secure your trip to nationals, or you're going to gauge that top group and feel out if you can go with them or not. And she definitely made the right decision, and that's kind of me putting my trust back into her, and having that is extremely important. If she doesn't make that right decision like she did, we're probably third place at the conference meet. So.
And we'll talk about the team aspect of all this in a little bit. But for you, Ashley, it's your second year at nationals, but it's been going to be, I think, a completely new experience. Last year was in the Pacific Northwest. This time it's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Just even though it's a different place, what is helpful to you this time around, having gone through this experience before?
Going through it last year, I didn't know what it was going to look like. I didn't know how many people were going to be there. I didn't know what to even expect. And so now going into it, I know that there is going to be a lot of people there. I know what I need to do before the race. I have more confidence this year, so I'm not going to be too scared to go warm up by myself or anything like that. So it's going to be a better experience from that standpoint.
Okay. And I've had the blessing to go to nationals in several sports basically as a sports information person. They really do some nice things for the athletes who make it there. What are some parts of that part of the experience that you're looking forward to?
The night before, they all get all of the cross-country national qualifiers together, and we get to eat dinner together, and they'll talk and stuff. But my favorite part is the free food. Okay.
What was last year's menu, out of curiosity? I know you probably don't know this year's, but
I don't remember what it was. Pasta, but I love.
Well, that
pasta,
makes sense for carb loading before a race. So I guess I should have known that.
It was exciting.
This is your first trip to Iowa, and there's a lot of places you've gotten to go to for the first time through being a cross-country and track and field athlete in general. Not just this trip ahead, but if you could talk about some of the experiences you've gotten to enjoy thanks to being an athlete here at IU East.
Thanks to being an athlete, I got to go on my first ever plane ride last year to Vancouver, Washington, and that was just gorgeous, getting to see everything on the plane ride from below. And then I got to see the beach over there too, so that was cool. And then we also went to Myrtle Beach for track, and then we've been to Michigan this year. We've just been everywhere, and I never been out of the state or out of Indiana that much, so it's cool to see a little bit of everything.
Right,
so I'm excited.
Of neat experiences for our athletes here. Speaking of neat experiences, Coach Mingle, Ashley's finish and a lot of people's finish helped IU East finish second in the team standings at the conference meet. That's the highest finish ever for an IU East women's cross country team. First time ever to bring any kind of trophy back for the conference meet because there is a runner-up plaque. This will give us an opportunity to talk about the team's performance at the conference meet.
The team did a great job. Obviously, I can't say enough about what Ashley went out there and did. First team all conference, nice PR and school record. It's a team. It's a 1 through 5 runner performance that really gets the job done. Savannah Hart is a freshman coming in, second team all conference, but. I told the girls the night before where we're really going to have to push to try to beat Ohio Christian is in that 3, 4, 5 spot. And those girls went out there and they rose to the occasion and they did it. And this year was a huge year for the women's cross country program. It was the fastest team average, 1 through 5 at the conference meet, fastest team total, 1 through 5 at the conference meet. And like you said, best performance, I think their prior best performance was 4th place. So I'm really, really excited about how things turned out.
We'll go into a little more detail. You mentioned the one-on-one battles against Ohio Christian runners, which we don't mean to single them out, but I think there were 3 or 4 people that finished 1 spot ahead of Ohio Christian runners. In the team standings, it was only a 1-point difference. So if you flip any of those finishes, we don't have a second-place trophy. So just talk about, for those that maybe are learning cross-country, explain the importance of all those one-on-one battles.
Yeah, I told the girls the night before, obviously every single spot counts in a team championship like that because it's total team points and you want the lowest score possible. And we went over, who might be around what Ohio Christian runners. Like I said earlier, Ashley making the decision to go out like that. She beat an Ohio Christian girl, their number 2 girl, who she had not beat all season. Obviously, extremely important. But like I said, it was a whole team effort. Our 3rd and 4th runners, Sarah Hornack and Mara Wetzel, they had Ohio Christian's 3rd girl bearing down on them the last 200 meters and were able to hold her off. Mackenzie Neher, our 5th place runner, outkicked Ohio Christian's 5th place runner in the last 100 meters of the race. Like you said, any of that stuff doesn't happen, we're in 3rd place. So they really stepped up and rose to the occasion as a team.
Okay. And speaking of rising to the occasion, we don't want to leave out the men's team. Unfortunately, no national qualifiers this year, but they had not only their lowest time average at a conference meet as a team, but by far, and with a really young team. So if you want to maybe take this time to talk about the progress of the men's team this year and looking forward into next year.
Absolutely. It's my first year with all the men, really, the upperclassmen, and the first year for the freshmen being runners in college. So I constantly remind them, about to keep things in perspective. Yes, we were 5th place, and that's where we were last year. But if you look back at the conference standings from previous years, the men's conference got a lot better this year, and we just have to continue to get better with it. Like you said, we had the lowest average 1 through 5 runners there, and the lowest total time for 1 through 5s. So I'm really excited about next year. We have 12 of the 13 guys returning, and with a large class of freshmen, those guys really, I think, will see big jumps their sophomore years. Traditionally, when you see that in men, they get a year of training and a year at that racing that distance under their belt. So having that strength and experience going into their sophomore year, I'm really excited to see where the men's team goes next year.
So Ashley, let's jump back to you. We're a few days from this nationals race. Just talk about your goals or expectations this time around for this national meet.
My goals and expectations, I really want to do well, but I got I got really sick last week, so I'm kind of nervous about it, but I'm still it's my last race of the season, so I'm gonna try really hard.
Okay. Not to put pressure on yourself, any place in mind, any time in mind?
I really want to break 19. That's my big goal. And then I want to place better than last year. I was looking at the times from last year, and I noticed that if you're running 18s, you have a big shot to be under the 100th, so you can be top 100. Mm-hmm. So that's a really big goal. So, yeah. Okay.
And Ashley did have the all-time best finish for a women's cross-country athlete at the national meet last year, so looking for her to do well again. Student athlete, so how are classes so far this semester? On top of all this running, you're also doing well in class.
Mm-hmm. I really like my major. I love education. I love seeing the schools. I get to go to multiple schools this semester, and to be with all of the students from different schools is really cool. I get to learn so much.
Are you with any particular age group or grade level, or is that a mix for you?
It's a mix right now because my minor is physical education. So right now I'm at Northeastern with the physical educators, and I get to be with high school and then middle school watching PE classes. And then I'm at Fairview Elementary, and I get to be with a first grade class there, and I get to watch them do emergent literacy. So
I'm sure that's fun watching the first graders. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck this weekend at the national meet, and look forward to hearing all about how well it goes maybe on a future episode.
Okay.
So, when we come back, we'll talk about another fall sport, the men's soccer team at IU East, when we're back on Inside IU East Sports.